Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time to dig into some of this and get down and really dig into it. As always, here at Truck Talk and Time with Jesus, and really exploring what's going on. Not only do I talk about, and this is for anybody that's just tuning in for the first time, because I've been looking at the reviews and the things YouTube basically sends over. I don't want to call them stats. It just kind of left my mind. The week-to-week progress and stuff like that. Anyways, so I bring my life, my history of what I've been through in life, and I bring the current events of things that I'm seeing out there. And most importantly, this book here, which is the Holy Bible. To break it down a little bit, I come from a very crazy background, and as you can see the videos and stuff on there, nor am I ever breaking anybody down or coming against people. I'm just speaking the truth about things. But you got to understand, this is not the right times. We're not dealing with things that we've dealt with back in childhood times, which I grew up in the 70s, 80s era, and come up into where we're at today. Naturally, when I went to bed then, we had a screen in the window and the window's open. It wasn't a big deal. My mom would go to the store and I'd be running around the neighborhood and just come inside the house. It wasn't uncommon. I mean, that was normal. What's normal today is locking everything up and bolting things down and making sure you got 100 locks. Well, let me tell you right now, if somebody wants in your house, they're going to get in there. Somebody wants in there. When these times go southball on us, and it's going to happen, it's coming. And fear is what the devil loves. You go into this demonic realm, and fear is what feeds these things. But you got to understand fear. A few people have been sending me a couple videos on different podcasts and different people talking about near-death experience and hell experience, and the whole concept of different layers in hell and all this. Well, to be honest, I don't know if there's different layers. I've never seen multi-layers in hell. It's kind of like the earth, basically, what we see here. That's all I see there. I don't see no layers and layers and layers. I do know there's a ring of fire down there. Well, I should say in that realm, because you got to understand something. When hell exists in the spiritual realm right now, everything that we have here will be wiped away, and the new kingdom's going to be lowered down. What we see as we look at is earth. There will be no buildings. There will be none of this stuff. God in the Lord has recreated newness for us. It makes sense. If you're an artist and you messed up a painting, you would naturally go to a blank canvas and start again. Well, God tried that. That was called the Great Flood. And we still didn't do it. Now we make a mockery of His rainbow, His promise. The most incredible thing yesterday, I seen 7 rainbows in a row. 7 people. I've seen 3, but that's been the most I've ever seen at one time. And it just amazes me. So, to get into this devil's realm and get into all this, what people's talking about, and, there's one particular person that's been floating around on like so many different podcasts. A couple of the videos I watched, and stuff gets added or something gets left out, and I'm not questioning the guy that he has never seen hell. I'm not questioning that he died. I didn't get a chance to watch all the videos, so to be fair, I don't know how in the world he got out of this gang. Most gangs that I know, it's gangs for life. Even if they shoot you, take your life, stab you, kill you, whatever, you're pretty much, they're not going to stop until they take you out of the world. I mean, that's basically it. So I don't know how this particular person how he got out of there, but I know that watching different things, I break it down and I stop the videos and then I start watching it on a different podcast and go so far and then I stop it and then I write down if there's any differences or anything. And the only reason why I'm doing it because I'm testing the spirit of it. And I'm not saying I'm an expert on hell, people. By all means, I'm not saying that. I know what I've seen in hell and I know what I went through and I know exactly the very things that one day I'm hoping that somebody's going to pick up something that has not been spoken, and I even when I get ready to do this next video that's getting ready to come on there, basically I had a few emails and going back and forth with it, and the Lord told me now is the time to do it, so I'm going to put it on here. Basically, people wanted to know more, and I actually went back on one of the hell testimony video on Randy K, and I actually went on there, and one of the people that messaged me was on there, so I was reading their comments, but they got a hold of my email because it's on this channel basically, and they wanted to know more about inside that house. What did I experience on a day-to-day basis? What did we have to do as far as learning that stuff? Was it like school or anything like that? Well, what an awesome question, because nobody really asked me any of that stuff. It's only been what I was willing to share, but I'm going to go into different parts of hell that I've seen that I've not yet heard anybody speak of. Just like the one, there's 4 gates, which is the gates, the corners of hell. Basically, I know what I've seen 3 of the gates, and I know what's on the back of all 3 of those gates. It's not the same thing on the back of all these gates. On the brick itself, it's not the same thing. Nor is the demons the same on the 3 different gates I've seen. When people, you got to be careful when you're saying you've seen somebody dressed in the Reaper, clothing that's coming for you. Let me tell you what, the messenger of death, when he's coming for you, he's coming for you. There is no escaping the messenger of death. That means Satan controls you, and Satan's done with you because you're not doing nothing. Satan will destroy you off of this earth to where you lose your life for permanently off this earth. Because Satan has that bondship over you, that ownership over you. And this is true, people. Again, you could turn this video off at any time. But you're not going to understand the whole concept of what's going on here, because so many people are taking hell lightly. It's nothing to take lightly. These are experiences that I still witness. These are things that I still see walking on the street, but they're becoming more and more and more. They're starting to manifest themselves through people now. These watchers are very good at what they do. They have been non-stop at what they do, and they're not going to stop. They're deceiving people, they're moving people around, and they're going to continue to do this. You may think you're dealing with a family member. 1 minute and the next minute, it's pure evil. There's a TV show that's called The Evil Inside Me, or Evil Lives With Me, or whatever it is. I don't even recommend watching this. I don't even understand how people even entertain this stuff. And it's like living by God's grace. I'm sick of hearing that too, because what is God's grace? Do you ever stop and think that all through history with the Lord, there's been a messenger, there's been a prophet, there's been somebody going to the kings. There was the prophet Samuel and them. You go back from the time of all the way through, you go into where we're at today. Where's the messengers? We know in the end that he's going to send the two witnesses down, the messengers. We know they're going to be slain down, they're going to be killed on the streets, and they're going to be burned. But where is this gap in between there? Well, take a good long hard in the mirror, you Christians that are claiming really to be 100% following God. You are the messenger now. We are the messengers now. We are the ones that wear these crosses. We are the ones that are saying that we are Christ-like. We are the ones that's supposed to be on here delivering God's word. Living it. Not only just saying it, we're supposed to be living it. but it's far in between anymore. And I know a lot of you, you've been with this channel for a long time, and I've been telling you off and on that we're on this roller coaster, and some videos are going to be easier to deal with than others, because nobody really wants to deal with hell, because you don't want to know where you're going. I'm sorry, Christians. A lot of you are not going to make it because it says the pathway to heaven, that gateway is narrow. Well, so what is that telling you? Not everybody's going to enter in through the gate. And it doesn't have to be like that, because we're fooling ourselves and going and allowing this nonsense to take place. You are in control of yourself. I can't take anybody into heaven with me. I can lead you to where Christ is. I can help disciple and teach you along the way. But I can't get you into that heaven. I've had people ask me, well, according to what I'm told, that if my wife goes to church, that makes, I'm married, that puts me going to heaven too if she goes. No, it doesn't. You're responsible for your own self. Stop being, show me in the Bible where it says that if your spouse, you're married to your spouse and your spouse goes to heaven, you're going to heaven. Because I seen in heaven a pastor being thrown out, but the wife believed he didn't. He didn't listen. His wife tried to tell him over and over and over and over. He was bound and chained and thrown out of heaven. Later on, I seen that same pastor down in hell. Just like some of my family members seem to want to believe that my sister that was a year and a half older than me is in heaven. And I've never told them, because they never asked me. She's not in heaven. Just like the other night, my nephew came against me and just basically called me everything but a human, and pretty much saying when he sees me, he was going to take care of me. Well, the devil speaks, but I don't shake very easily. I'm not a fear of man. I'm not fear what man can do to me. They can beat me. They can break my bones. They can stab me. They can shoot me. But they can't kill me. See, Lucifer killed me. I allowed him to kill me. But Jesus robbed the grave and bought me back with his blood. I walk in peace today, knowingly that I have the King of Kings, the Messiah, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, my shepherd, my friend, that watches with me. See, the devil, Lucifer, told me, I'm not going to stop. You did pay the debt. Oh yeah, I paid the debt. I paid the debt. I paid the price to get away from that house. I look at it every day. Every day. That's why I fight even harder. When I put my foot down, Lucifer, I want you to know I'm still here. But I'm not playing on your team anymore. You may think that you took my children, but they're not mine for taking. I was responsible for them as long as they were with me. And I did the right way, the only way I knew how to do, and I did the best by them. It's up to them to decide what's right, what's not. It's up to them to falsely accuse me or accuse me. Whatever they're going to do, they've already done it. The pain is no longer pain. Their words are no longer words. I don't even know them anymore. It's been so long. So, roll the dice, but you're not rolling and playing the game with me no more. You're playing it with Jesus Christ. You know, the very one that you led into the wilderness, that you tried to defeat, but you couldn't do it. You know, the very ones that follow you in their foolish, schemish ways of thinking that you're going to be the best of the best thing in their lives. You know, the one that you give the broken promise for, these Hollywood stars and these famous people in the music industry. But yet, if they don't sing by your game and play by your game, you take away. See, God's promises are for real and they're forever. God will pour out here on earth as it will be in heaven for me. You have nothing for me. I was a fool and naive to follow you. You led me into a household that showed me love, which I thought was love. And still today, honestly, that brotherhood we formed, it was better than half of the love that I got from family today. I don't care what the people think about me out there. I don't care what people say I'm fat, or I never boxed, or I never did this, or it doesn't matter. Because I know what I did here. I know what I did with these. When you walk with the devil's pathway, there's a price to pay, people. And it's going to be your soul. It's going to be your spirit. You're going to be tortured the rest of your life. You're going to see when the new kingdom is lowered down, if you have any loved ones that went to heaven, you're going to see them face to face. But they're not going to be able to see you, but you're going to be able to look right at them. You're going to be crying out for them for help, and they're not going to hear you or be able to even give you a single drop of water. You will be tortured. You will be in places in hell that you wish you never ended up. What if I said I walked up to you right now and just grabbed a hold of your tongue and grabbed your tongue and just ripped it completely out of your body? That pain and the bleeding and all that, you're swallowing this nonsense. Matter of fact, you'd probably be loving that you're swallowing the blood, because that's the only really fluid you're going to get. Now I know some of you people said there's no blood in hell. Well, I can tell you right now, I literally watched beads of my blood boil up through my veins. And I thought it was going to pop right out through my arm. But hey, what a great movie that is, huh? Show me the movie where anybody's ever done anything like that. Show me the movies that things that go through my mind that I see out here in this world, these pronouns, this identifiers, and now all the red makeup coming up underneath here. And the ones that you really got to watch out for, it's not only the ones that put the red makeup around there, the reddish color. It's not a dark red, it's like a pinkish color. It's all kind of blended in one that puts it under there and the eyeshadow above. But the ones that start putting the piercings in between, those are the ones you got to watch out for. Now, question. I'm going to answer a question. Does Lucifer have horns? No. Don't believe anybody that tells you they've seen Lucifer with horns. That is not correct. That's not even biblical. That's not even in the Bible. Nor does he have a tail, nor does he got scales. Lucifer is a very handsome man. Lucifer is a smooth talker. He's presents himself very well. I don't know where this nonsense come from. Now, somebody asked me, does Lucifer look like the devil-looking creature from Clash of the Titans? I've seen. I don't mean to laugh, and I'm not making a joke lightly of someone's question, but has anybody ever watched the original Clash of the Titans? That stupid owl cracks me up. That was the stuff. When that thing fell in the water, I couldn't have been more happier than there's anything that ever fell in the water than that owl. That thing was the most annoying thing ever. But anyways, no, Lucifer doesn't have horns. No, Lucifer doesn't have a tail, and he's sure not no dragon-looking scaled thing. Everything I'm telling you is backed up by the Bible. And no, I didn't get it out of it. I've seen him from a child on, people. I have dealt with Lucifer the majority of my life. I wasn't convinced then, but the older I got, the more that I walked and talked with him, the more I realized later on when I started putting the pieces back together in that house where I seen him, in hell where I seen him, in the point where I went back into hell thinking I was going to pull my dad out of hell, but it really wasn't my dad. That when Jesus and Lucifer went for basically the back and forth. It is. No. There is demons. what amazes me is when you hear the people saying that these demons are 20 foot tall, 19 foot tall, 10 foot tall. The only one that I can honestly say that I think that's even remotely is the shift changers, and I would say I would put them about little easy, probably over 6 foot, maybe closer to 7 foot tall. But I've never seen anything taller than that. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm just saying personally, I've never seen it myself. And when I'm telling you, I have spent a majority of my time in hell, people, I'm telling you, I was there. Not only when I died and went there, I'm talking from the time of going in that house, the things that happened in that house, and the spiritual realm going back and forth. What do you think happens in all this? That's why I find it kind of hard when people claim to stand in front of a devil's altar, and they made a devil's altar and all this, and I find it hard to believe for many reasons. And when I do this video, I'm going to explain all that to you about the consequences and the things that you have to go into. And I asked the gentleman the other day, I said, please explain to me then, if you truly were in this realm and you practice this stuff, then explain the candles to me. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. No, explain the pink candle to me. Couldn't do it. Explain the red one to me. Couldn't do it. Explain the green one to me. What's the purpose of the green candle? Couldn't do it. Did you light a candle at all when you did your chants? Did you make your own eyepiece? No. Did you put your blood into anything? No. Then how are you doing anything? Because you need the candles. Did you do the tarot cards? No. Did you do a Ouija board? Anything? And can you... Oh, yeah, well, we did Ouija boards, but it was at a party. It was at a Halloween party. But they also was on acid and everything else. You know, when you're on acid, all you're doing is opening your mindset to see. People think, you know, oh, this is so good, you know, that was great hallucinations. You're not hallucinating. You're truly seeing what you're seeing. So whatever you're seeing is most likely, it's demons. It's real. It's opening a spiritual part of you that's not supposed to be opened. You don't have to believe me. I've been telling people this for a while now. You don't have to believe me, but you'll believe me when you get there. And once you get there, there's no way out of there. You know, people, I am very lucky that I'm still sitting here today. Very lucky. Jesus had a bigger purpose for me. Lucifer tells me all the time he's not done. He used every one of the kids. All 8 kids. One of them is dead now. All 8. And it still didn't stop me. And the amazing part is, he even said, don't forget you're still married. Don't forget, Jesus Christ is in control of my life. So whatever Jesus wants, Jesus gets. If I walk alone, I walk alone. Doesn't mean I don't love anybody. Doesn't mean I don't love my wife. It doesn't mean anything. All it means is I'm not afraid. See, I've been by myself. I've had people that claimed that they would never leave me. I tore down layers of bricks for these people. These walls that I put up. And I trusted them. One by one, they turned on me. And all I hear is, well, this was this way, that was this way. Not once. What did you go through? Why did it end up like this? I'm by myself trying to do all this stuff, trying to refix stuff, but nobody seems to remember anything about how anything was before I even went into certain places. I don't hold bitterness, I hold love. I believed him. I trusted him. I took a chance. And I was never a big chance person. There's a few chances in life that I never took, and I always thought back, what if I would have done this? What if I would have took that chance? Would have, could have, should have. Either way, I didn't do it. Either way, God has me where He needs me. See, one of the things that I'm going to tell you right now is you got to understand, Darlene's youngest daughter went around spending horrible stuff about me. I mean, horrible. And through this, I'm telling you right now, I've known a few people that's been raped, and I know the after effect of what that. One of them took their life, and the other one I haven't talked to in years. I don't even know where she even is. Brutally raped people. I mean, it wasn't just like these 4 guys went in the house. I mean, these 4 guys did some nasty stuff to her. Nasty. And the sad part is, the things that you got to learn to let go of. Because I blame myself, because I was supposed to go there to pick her up, to take her to an appointment, and yet another guy called me, and I stopped off there, and we did a few things, and the time I got there, I talked to the lady downstairs, and I said, where's she at? She goes, 4 black guys broke in, and it's bad. They took her to the hospital. By the time I got to the hospital, her mom already picked her up, and that was it. Never seen her again. But I ended up running into her mom about 6 months or a year later, and she said she's never been the same. Now, not only that, but her daughter gets to grow up and not really know the person that I knew. So you see how a change of events comes? See, that's what the devil does. The devil can't take anything unless God gives permission. You allow the devil to detour you. You allow the devil to destroy your life. But you're doing it, not him. You're doing it. The devil never made me do anything. I did it myself. He just presented it, and I liked what he presented. But one of the things that haunts me the most is the fact that the very single things, and this is what amazes me. I spoke all this stuff before it happened. I spoke it. What was going to happen years ago when Darlene's youngest daughter, that her baby was little, and she had a lot of problems, and I told her exactly what was wrong. No, the doctor said that's not it. But it blows my mind that nobody seems to remember these things, because I'm like, I know that's what's wrong with her. Sure enough, I went, but when you're lazy and you don't want to do anything because it's more inconvenience. See, Darlene raised that girl. And I told her, I said, one day you're going to pull her. I will never take her from you, I promise you. Because I wouldn't get close to her. Because I'm not going to bond with somebody and then have it stripped from me. My other kids did all that to me as it is. I don't need it again. It's amazing how she did exactly what I said she was going to do. But I watched the bond between a granddaughter. See, Darlene was more of a mother than a grandmother. She had to play both roles. All because she doesn't believe the nonsense that her bully girlfriend, or wife now, tries to bully people. She's always been like that. Evil's evil, people. There's no escaping evil. That's why I tell people all the time, if you got a daughter or a boyfriend or a son that's in that gay lifestyle, I mean, just think about it. I've talked about this before. Look at the women, how long they stay in that relationship. One of them starts breaking off into a male role. But yet, they turn into a guy, they start looking like a guy, they start acting like a guy, but yet you're saying that you're a lesbian and you're in love with women. But your husband now, a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the heck you want to call it, is now looks like a guy, acts like a guy. And you find there's no problem with this. It's not a woman. It now looks like a guy. So how are you saying that you're in love with a woman? You're in love with an idea or something. I don't know what it is. I've never had to go down that sick, twisted route as that. Look at all the stuff with Justin Bieber. Look what he's going through. Look at that. Fame and fortune was worth what he went through. When he's up there standing and crying, I think of Selena Gomez, all the stuff that she had to go through. Now again, her fault too. She should have left it. She should have left it at the door. But Justin Bieber, you chose to go through it. Not that Justin Bieber will ever see this. Maybe God will lead him to it. You chose to go through it. I don't feel no pity for you. Your fame and fortune was more important. Yes, what Diddy and Will Smith and all them nasty people did to you, pure nasty. But you did it. You did it for money. So all you told the devil is how much you're for sale for. And now you want to come on here crying and go through this routine of what they did. That's the price to pay, my friend. You're going to pay something. So that was what your cost was, and that was what you were willing to do. Look at Eminem coming out there and admitting that he likes guys and he's gay and all this stuff. Give me a break, man. What in the heck is going on here? People one by one. All I keep doing is praying for that little granddaughter that I don't even know anymore. I'm sure by now she's probably got a filthy mouth. She's probably growing up into this lifestyle that she's so confused of, because you can't speak of God, you can't speak of nothing because you're punished for it. But I did have a vision a while back that the granddaughter slapped her mom and literally punched her across the face and said, "I don't have to listen to you." Just like I told her, the mom, the youngest daughter, I said, I had a vision of you standing in front of a kitchen sink crying. And Darlene's oldest daughter said that happened. But I'm a fake, I'm a phony. You don't have to believe me. I'm not here to prove what I am as a person. I know what I was. I know what Jesus did for me to bring me where I'm at. I don't dabble around in stuff that I know I shouldn't be into. I don't claim that I can control things, because you can't. You can't control the demonic realm. I could never control it. And I was deep in it. I told you, I had money all the time. I had everything at my fingertips. I could have anything I wanted. As soon as I walked away from it, I thought I was free. What does the devil do? He brings a woman into my life that has 2 kids. I love children. And I thought this was going to be the family I always wanted. Because I was told I couldn't have kids. Because I had a motorcycle wreck. And trust me. And I got the scar. I almost basically, I was drunk, jumped on there, it was raining, and I went to hurry up to get to where I was going. And I went to come on to get on the interstate, and the bike went one way, and it twisted me and threw me over the handlebars, and basically I tore my pants down in the crotch area, and the next thing I know, some old guy's looking and saying, "My gosh," I think I said, "Is it still there, or did I take it off, or is it?" He said, "No, but you're in bad shape, buddy." When it said and done, and everything was said and done, doctor didn't give me a very good chance of ever having kids. So naturally, the devil's going to bring something into my life. Now, granted, it wasn't as bad as I thought. A couple stitches and I was on my way. I was drunk. I didn't care. I woke up the next morning and it hurt beyond what I could ever explain to anybody. Not as bad as when they had to take the skin graft from my right leg to fix my left leg from another motorcycle incident. But it didn't stop me. Stupid, isn't it? Think about it. When you're out of control, and that's why when I talked about that hell video, and I said I was on the highway to hell, life didn't matter. It didn't matter to me. Life didn't matter. Nothing mattered. People didn't matter. You know why people didn't matter? Because there was nobody in my life that gave a crap. Sure, they all had their own issues. They all had their own thing. They can all sit there and write off people, write off this. But my thing is this: when you're claiming to be under God's grace, and you're claiming that because you believe and you trust and you believe the word of there, that's not enough to get you in heaven. I'm here to tell you that it's not enough to get you into heaven. Believing is not enough. If you got satanic stuff in your house, you're watching satanic things, and you're living with people that does the devil's work, you explain to me how you're going to heaven. Lucifer believes in God because he goes on behalf to go up there to ask to be able to do whatever he wants to you. So if Lucifer believes, what makes you think that what's real and what's not? What makes you think? Then, well, I ask you this: if Lucifer believes, he believes in God, he believes in Jesus Christ, then why isn't he going to heaven? Why is there a hell? Think about that one for a split moment. That's probably blowing a lot of your minds right now. Because he's rotten. He's evil. You follow the devil's world, what do you think's happening? You're doing exactly that. You know, gossiping, when you gossip about somebody, all you're doing is tearing them down. And when you tear them down, it's a sin because you're basically murdering somebody. You broke one of God's commandments, you've broken them all. You want to sit here and watch all these near-death experiences. You want to sit here and talk about craziness of people, what they're done and haven't done. You want to sit there and keep talking about... hold on a minute. This phone is falling. I think the clip's broke. Anyways, you have to understand, he's not going to give up that easy. He's not. See, God sent Jesus. And through him sending there, the price was paid. When Jesus was up on that cross after his horrible beating, and he took in those demons, took all sin, every sin, any sin that was ever going to be created on this earth, Jesus took it and laid it in that never used grave. And he left them there. Then went into hell, defeated hell, took the gates, keys, locked it up, and was conquered death for us. So you got to watch what you carry around with you. You got to watch what you take responsible for and what you're doing, because the devil can use it. I carried that weight for over 2.5 years, almost 3 years. That it's because of me being around that she can't see the granddaughter. No, because the daughter uses that granddaughter as a chess piece that she can move around and control people by that. But when she finally realizes your loss, her loss, but you will be punished for that. And you walk into them gates of hell, your punishment starts. There is no hours later or anything else like that. Yes, there's different rooms in hell because you're going to go to different places. Not everybody did the same sins. But the majority of you are doing the same sins because the majority of you act the same. You ever get around somebody that you can't tell the difference between one way or another because their sins are different? An alcoholic don't hang out with a drug addict. An alcoholic is going to hang out with somebody that drinks because there might be a time when they're a little short, but they're still going to get alcohol. That's how the devil works. Now, I don't know about no green lights, and I don't know about no flashing red lights and all this stuff that people are talking about. I have no clue. I don't know. I'm going to have to go and I guess somebody told me this guy's been on like 6 different podcasts, and each one of them are totally different. And I'm like, how can that be? I mean, the only part they say that it's similar is the part where he speaks where he got shot the first time and he's seen a green light, and then he got shot again. But then he spoke something about stones being stacked up. And I said, no, hold on a minute. I said, are you talking about the altar stones? And they said, no. He said, it looks like a well, and he fell down through this well. It had nothing to do with the lady. What are you talking about? I said, the video that was sent to me, he's talking about a lady being formed out of it, and the guy that was hosting this satanic party come over here and welcomed her into the party. I'm so confused. I don't even know what's going on now. And then I was flipping through there trying to find this other video that somebody was talking about, and I stumbled across a guy that was talking about his mom beating him with the belt and stuff. And I don't know how in the heck that went into hell. I don't know. I didn't even finish watching it. People, all I'm saying is you have to be careful, okay? I'm not saying none of these people are false. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm just saying I could do my hell video again right now. Right now, and it's going to be the same. I went back the other day and watched it on Randy K. And the only reason, what brought me back to Randy K, because there was somebody, I forget who it was. I have to go back and look at the email, but it's not important because I don't give names unless I get permission. Well, and I don't give last names anyways. It's always the first name. But this person said, hey, I was watching this video, and that's where I got the horn thing and all that, because she said she's seen, well, depending on what you're calling the devil, if you're calling Lucifer the devil, which most people do, they refer to Lucifer as the devil, Satan, we can go down the line of Diablo and all these things that Lucifer goes, he's got more names I can shake a fist at. Somebody asked me about the beginning of times and stuff, which I have spoke on. I have read into the demonic realm where Eve was not the first, woman. Lili was. I mean, I've talked about these on the videos, people. I mean, and I'm not being smart with you. I'm just saying I've talked about these things. This is nothing to play around with. I mean, so many people are taking this stuff lightly. Just like a while back, and I guess the thing that irritates me the most is when people reach out and I'm willing to help and I'm willing to go in there and I start asking questions and they never answer. I mean, even on Messenger, you can see when somebody read your message, for crying out loud. And it's like, why won't you answer me? Instead, I'm sitting here wondering, is this person hurt? Is this happening or is this happening? So then I told the Lord, what do you want me to do with this? Because this isn't the first time this has happened. I mean, I've physically had to send these people, and go, I'm done with this. I might not have a title in front of my name, but I tell you one thing. I know the demonic realm. And I'm not proud of that. But I know when someone's BSing me around, and I know when something is for real. You just can't walk in somewhere and cast out legions of demons. You just can't walk in and cast out a demon until you know what you're playing with. To fight a demon with a demon it's very uncommon. And I take my steps very carefully because I don't want to fall back into a realm that I fought so hard to get out of. I paid the price to get out of that. And then Jesus cleaned me from that point on. I still had to pay the price. And it was a price I'll never forget. It hurt very bad. And I live with it daily. But people are hateful. People say mean things and cruel things when you have no idea, none of what you're even talking about. Because you don't believe, you're in disbelief. So many Christians walk around saying they're believing, but they're gossipers. They start rumors of things. They come against authority. Please explain to me how you're a Christian. You shouldn't even speak the word Christian out of your mouth. Because all you're doing is telling people it's okay to be like you. I've told people before, Lucifer's going to use your kids, he's going to use your spouse, he's going to use anything he can in your lifestyle. If you're a godly person and you're trying to pray and you're trying to go in there, you start praying out loud, Lucifer listens to you. He's attacking them quickly because he knows the power of prayer. I've been telling you guys on this video, repent, go in there, go into prayer, go into silence, go into the secret place with the Father, and pray throughout the day with Jesus and have that daily walk and a daily relationship with Him. But I don't think it's happening. It could be. Some of you might go, yeah, I'm doing it. It's amazing sitting there with Jesus and talking with Him. I've never seen Jesus, Nelson. Well, you probably won't either until He's standing up here on that cloud and your name's not being called and you're screaming out to Him. But I did good works. I did good deeds. I volunteered. I did all these great things in your name. Be gone from me. I do not know you. Because you're too busy playing in the devil's playground. You can't serve two masters. You're going to serve one better than the other one. Take a fool's advice. There's too much going on out here. Too many people claiming that they know the truth. And this is how it was. I know a person that went to hell, and when he explained to me, he wrote it down on paper, and he walked away, and he said, listen, I love you. And I said, and I just shook my head, and he looked at me, he goes, but I'm done, man. What I seen, I don't even know how the world you even entertain this anymore. I ran into him about 5 years later. After that moment, we had a few more words in that conversation. He had a family, good career, went to church, prayed with his children, kept a hold of his household. When he asked me, all I could tell him is, it's the only love I knew. See, at the time when I was mad at God and I hated God, the only person that I really felt love was my grandmother. And there's times when people can sit here and say what they want to say, but truly, what is love? Well, it took me a long time to figure that out. It took me a long time. When love to me is somebody that you think about all the time. Love to me is someone that you want around you. You want to be with, you want to spend time with. It took me a long time to love Jesus. See, Jesus became my friend first. But then here comes Darlene. And granted, at first, even she was ready. It's too much. But I always said I was never going to live an unhappy life again. I refused to do that. It is the worst feeling in the world to come home to something that you cannot stand to be around. But yet, somehow, you always end up with the blame. Sometimes that's the price you pay. But I'm telling you this stuff to be cautious, to be very cautious of what you're watching, what you're around, what's going on. We're about 50 minutes and 13 seconds. I'd go back to about 50 minutes and 11 seconds and watch over my shoulder back here, coming from this angle, from this way to this way, right behind my shoulder, but going like this. I've seen it like twice. I don't know what it is. It looks like an orb to me. I shouldn't have said nothing. I just said, hey, comment if you see anything in this section. We're trying this and this. Let me know what you see. I'm not trying to put thoughts in your head, but clearly you may see something else. If you do, trust me, because there's something else in this video that I've been seeing that I've been kind of paying attention to too. I want to see if anybody else sees that. So if you see something, comment and let me know what you see or what you're seeing or think you see. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm protected by the blood of Jesus Christ. Yes, I've had Lucifer told me if I continued to do videos and stuff, he was going to silence me. He can't silence me. He has no authority to silence me. Yes, he could take a job. He can make me lose my job. He can make me lose my house. He can make me lose my wife. He can make me lose everything in my life. But it's not ever going to pull me away from Jesus Christ. Nothing on this earth can ever do that. I will never, ever, 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 ever sacrifice anything. And that means being even what I was accused of. Even though I proved my innocence, still, I'm accused of it. Because no matter what anybody says, well, we go to church now, this person's a godly person. Well, then where's the forgiveness? Where is that I'm sorry for falsely accusing you of something that I probably should have asked you that I took wrong? None of it. Ever did I get an apology from my son's wife. Now down in Florida, that horrible crap that was sent to me. The way people speak to me. I take it. All except the other night. And I will confess this to you guys. When my nephew sent all that, I lost it, people. I really did. I finally had enough, and I said, all right, I'll be in, and this was last week. I said, I'll be in Tuesday. Where do you want to meet? He wouldn't answer me. I said, come on, tell me. Because I'll tell you this right now, as soon as I see you, I'm not coming to talk. I'm coming, and I'm coming full force at you. Because I've been down that pathway one too many times. I've had too many people sucker punch me. I have too many people jump me. No. I don't play like that. Then he finally told me he's upset. You don't understand. Upset. Sickening. Some of you hopefully have very loving families. The devil doesn't play fair, and he never will. But I tell you, I've never had anybody stand in my corner like the person that's in my life now. She has stood through the thickness of it. She has stood through it. Yeah, there's times when we don't see eye to eye on things, but what it is. But we don't waste our time arguing and going about it. Yeah, if we take something, we misunderstand it. I can't help it. The way I pronounce something, I can't help it the way I look. I can't help it the way my facial expressions are. Take it up with Jesus. He's the one molding me. So, I'm going to end this video. I just wanted to touch base on that a little bit, answer a few questions, and to let you know, probably tomorrow, I'm going to release, I got it all figured out. I just got to get it put on this video. And so I'm going to go into that house. I'm going to explain what exactly happened daily in that house. And I'm going to bring some Akopoli into it and the very things that led up through my life into that house. And I'm going to bring some of hell, the events that I never talked about, or yet I've never heard anybody yet talk about it. And I'm going to bring some of that. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not going to be the easiest of all easy things to listen to. Nor do I come against transgenders. I'm not coming against it. I disagree with it. I think you've gone through something in life that the devil has allowed you to think this is the only love that you have. It's a falseness. It's a lie. But if that's the life you choose to do, it would go be. But to stop shoving it down my throat. If you having all these rallies and all this special months for you, there are so many things that are happening out here right now. And again, people, I don't care if you're black, pink, purple, yellow, white, garbage color. I don't care what color you are. I'm so sick and tired of hearing racial stuff. Racialness starts at home. There is a video on YouTube. Look up Morgan Freeman talking about Black History Month. I love that man. Honestly, Morgan Freeman, if I ever got a chance to see you, I would shake your hand and offer to buy you a dinner somewhere. Because, I mean, if you're truly what you represent on that video, God bless you, man. May God bless you. Because you're right. To have that nonsense and to think we're not owed nothing. Christ paid the price for what we owe him. Ignorance is ignorance. For people to get upset by certain words that starts with an N and gur, why is it in your music when you know white people are going to buy it? You hate white people, but white people buy your music. I don't understand that. What did I do to you? I didn't do nothing to you. Some of your ancestors sold off slaves. Are they bad too? A white man freed you. Are they bad too? Because we don't have movies now they're coming against Star Wars. Because the original 3 trilogies, they said there was no black people in it. And they want to take it off. Come on, people. This is getting ridiculous. Well, I can go against some of Tyler Perry's. The black people always die off in the movies, this and that. People, come on, man. This is what the devil wants. I've been talking about this for years. He wants a racial war. And we're allowing it to happen. But you look at we got Hispanic month, we got Japanese month, we got China month, we got this month, we got Asian months over here. We got every kind of holiday there is. What if I stood on here right now and said, well, I'm white. I want a white day. I want a white history month. Somebody would probably come and put a bullet in my head. I'd probably thank you before you did it. See, I'm tired of this world. I've had it. I really have. I mean, I have. The more this stuff goes on, and the more stuff I see, and the more stuff in the spiritual realm starts opening up, people, it's frightening. What's coming? Can't we just stop it? Because we're looking at skin color. The skin color is so bad. My thing is, I guess why I bring this up a lot is because I got grandchildren that are mixed. What happens if we go into a racial war? Is the blacks going to attack them first? Or is the whites going to attack them first? If you're married to a white woman or you're married to a black man, are you going to kill off each other first? Who's going to kill who first? We got to stop the hate, people. We got to stop tearing up. You know, you got all these gangs and all these people during the Black Lives Matter thing. People, I'm not saying what's happening is right. It's not. Nobody deserves any of it. But damn it, we beat this by living together. We beat this by loving each other and stopping this hatred, this war against this. We got cartel coming over here. What do you think the Biden administration is doing? Why do you think we're the biggest laughing joke in the world? I agree with people. His son should be in jail. But they're too busy going after Trump. You think anybody's fearful of this country right now? Heck no, because they know we're going to kill each other. It's going to be the walls of Jericho. You watch. All them people inside there killed each other. That's what's going to happen here if we continue on this pathway we're on. Gang wars, this war, flesh wars. It's nonsense, people, all of it. We have to change. We got to change who we are today. And we got to love like Christ loves us. And again, I don't mean no disrespect to anybody, any skin color. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're American African. I don't care if you're African American. I don't care if you're from the pits of Africa, the pits of China. I don't give a crap where you're from or what you've done. This is a land of opportunity, but it has to be done the right way. We cannot allow all these people to come over here so they can cast votes. And that's all that nonsense of that border walls and all that crossing over was. Where is half the people today? Did anybody ever stop to ask where the women and children are? The men are putting into these slavery things. And I say slavery because that's exactly what it is. You're not going to see your wife or your children again if you don't do what we tell you to. What's slavery? When you have somebody holding something over you and keeping you from freedom. Obviously, having all these different months and these different days and all this I'm owed things, it hasn't worked because it's not changing anything. We're all in this together. We separate, we're in big trouble. But it's happening. People with your own skin colors are turning on your own skin colors. It's up to you, people. It's up to us to change it. Or to continue to let the devil do what he does. But he's not going to stop with your family. He's coming after it. He's going to attack the food source. He's going to do everything. That grid's going to get knocked down. We lose power. We lose water. We lose water. We're going to lose food. We lose food. They control us. Just saying. Anyways, God bless you guys. Look out for this next video coming. And I'm telling you, I'm just warning you now. It is what it is, and I'm going to throw it all on the table for you. God bless you. Till the next one.